What's up, guys? Coming to you from behind the enemy lines once again from the communist state of New York. This is Muddy Munitions. I'm Jeff. Once again, I'm sweating. I got the lights heating me up, but all jokes aside, thanks for tuning in. I'm going to cover three things in today's video. I'm going to respond to all the comments from the review I did on my CZ P07. That's going to be the majority of the video. I'm going to talk about some upcoming events I'll be at. Really excited for the second half of this year. And then I'm going to get into upcoming videos. I know I've been talking a lot about different videos I got coming up. I want to give you guys a status update on that. Also, big shout out to my buddy at Proud Nation Apparel. I'll put a link in the description. My buddy Joe Tonelli, he's actually does some engraving, does a ton of cool things, hats, all kinds of Second Amendment apparel, out of Yonkers as well. I'll put a link in the description if you guys want to check out any apparel. I got to shout out my buddy, also a patriot out of the communist state of New York. But with that being said, what I wanted to do, I got good feedback on the other video I did, responding to comments when I did my 10mm for everyday carry. That was awesome. Appreciate all the feedback. So today what I figured I would do is take another one of my most popular videos, not a review. We'll go back and respond to the questions and comments of the P07. As you guys know, if you follow this channel, this is definitely one of my favorite pistols. The timing is actually perfect, right? It's starting to warm up again in New York. Can't carry my Glock 20. 10mm, it's a little bulky when you're wearing shorts and a t-shirt. So really switching back anyway to my P07 and my M&P Shield Plus. So let's just dive into it. I'm gonna go ahead and read off the comments. The cool thing about this, what you guys said in the last video, is as we read through the comments, we're also learning more about things that maybe we didn't cover in other videos. So let's go ahead and knock some of these out. Nice to see people still doing reviews on a P07. It's a fine handgun. So as you guys know, right, the P07 has been out for a while. To me, it's the best bang for your buck pistol that you can get. I mean, it's got Glock reliability. It's super cost effective. I mean, I think you can get one of these for like $450, if not cheaper. You know, I've got probably 1,500 rounds through this. It's a double action, single action, but reliability, shootability, I mean, literally one of my favorite pistols. I think Tactical Hive actually just did a video yesterday, if you go check out those guys, about how the P07 kind of skipped, you know, he kind of skipped over this, right? He was familiar with the Sig Sauers and Glocks and, you know, just another guy like Honest Outlaw talking about how reliable the P07 is. Anyway, next comment. This one is pretty cool. Great video, thank you. I'm from the Czech Republic, and I had to pick up this P07 as my first gun. So far, 1,300 rounds of 124 grain ammo, mostly S&B and MagTech. Pretty cool. He says, I love it. Exactly how you described it. Once I picked it up in the store, I knew that it was the right one. Ergonomically, it's just phenomenal. And that's another thing I did in my review. Any of you guys that are familiar with CZs, I mean, ergonomically, this pistol, it just feels at home. It's easy to get on sight. It's just so comfortable. Now, I got big hands, you know, kind of long fingers, but a lot of people speak about the ergonomics. Let's finish with what he said. He also has the identical setup. He has the TLR 7A Flex, which I have, but I don't have it on the pistol right now. I actually have it on, I think, my Glock 20. So now just waiting for the appendix holder to be finished so I can start carrying with the light on. So far, only carrying appendix without the light. Me, you know, I'm carrying both. I actually have my appendix holster here from JM Custom Kydex. I did a video on a few holsters I recommend for the P07, one without a light and one light bearing. If you're interested, go check that out. He also says, hey, for some people in gun community, Czech talk crap about this gun while same amount of people actually praise it and love it. Little weird to me, but fair enough. Guess you can find haters everywhere these days. Perhaps appendix carry be an issue for them because of belly. LOL. I love the hammer-fired guns, so do I. I love the decocker. So do I. I wish the CZ Compact 2 had a decocker. We'll see what else those guys come out with. I know they're coming out with some new optics cut variants of some of the Dan Wesson models and other CZs. And last but not least, I'm 6'2", 178. I got you beat on pounds. I'm 6'2", 200 and have zero issues with it. Again, thank you so much for the video. I'm subbing now. Keep it shooting and be safe. Love it, man. Thanks for the sub. Great comment, great feedback, and thanks for tuning in from the Czech Republic. All right, another guy. Love my P07. I spend most of my range time decocking it and practicing double and triple taps from double action position, transitioning to the single action. It's a stiff double action trigger pull, and I spend a lot of time dry firing it with snap caps. We'll talk about that. This is not a pistol for those who don't want to practice, train, and spend time dry firing it. That ridden, it's one terrific pistol and rides my bedstand every night. Awesome points. I say that in all of my videos. Practice, practice, practice with whatever pistol you're using. Totally agree. When I'm at the range, I'm practicing also that decocker. As you can see, it's got that long, hard first pull before it goes into single action. Pretty decent reset. Single action is beautiful. To me, purposely, I like a heavy, it's one of the reasons I like double action, single action. When I carry appendix, multiple reasons, I like to have the thumb on it, but the other reason I like double action, single action, I like having that long pull, right? It's got to be intentional when you pull that trigger the first time. So he brings up good points, right? Also, the snap caps with CZs, I brought this up on another video. You'll wear out this pin right here. I think it's the firing pin, not the firing pin. I forgot what it is, but you know, use snap caps when you're dry firing the CZ P07. Personally, I think you should use them in all guns, but that's just me. And that's it. Another great comment. Next one. Love both my CZs, P07 and P09 suppressor-ready pistols. Best of polymer, hammer breed. I agree. Like I said, I think it's the best bang for your buck, and not only from a cost perspective, but reliability and some of the other things we mentioned. The most accurate bullseye pistol I've bought in 60 years of shooting. CZ quality, heritage, fair prices, 2 chicken dinners. Love that comment. Thanks a lot. Could not agree more. Now here's one, and you'll see this. A few guys actually just ordered this, which is awesome. Great video. I just ordered the P07 last Tuesday. Can't wait to get it in. I currently appendix carry the Glock 19 Gen 5 or the FN 509 Compact. Listen, if you know, like you said, if you're carrying the Glock 19, the FN 509, this is basically the same exact size. It's that mid-size pistol. I love it. So congratulations. Would love to hear how it is. You probably got it by now and how it's working out. So feel free to leave a comment on this video. How many rounds do you got through it? What are you shooting? And what are you using for a holster for appendix carry? I know we all have different holsters. It's nice to get good feedback. All right, next one. How was your experience installing the Dawson precision sights? Any trouble removing the old sights? Did you have to do much adjusting to get the gun on target? Great question. So I did install the Dawson precision sights before I put on these night vision sights. I did a video on why I switched to night vision, nothing against Dawson. But to answer your question, listen, first time me ever changing sights, I borrowed a sight remover from a buddy for the rear sight. It was easy. So it was the first time. I had no problem taking off the front sights with the CZ P07. The rear one I had a little more difficulty. I had to kind of bang it out a little bit softly. Once again, I did have one of the rear sight vices. Other than that though, really easy to get the Dawson precision in, and was really easy to sight in. They were pretty accurate right off the bat. I didn't have to adjust it much at all. Since then, and if you're interested, I have a video on that, I went with night vision. The Dawson precision I had the fiber optic front with a blacked out rear, and I just wanted night sights. Getting used to them on all of my other pistols and trying to keep things the same. To me, that's a big thing, right? Is not having every pistol have different things as a help when you go to use it. So anyway, that being said, next comment. I've carried firearms professionally for roughly 30 years. I'm comfortable with striker fired for appendix inside the waistband. The exception being the XD series since it comes with a grip safety. I'm sorry, he says he's uncomfortable with striker fired for appendix inside the waistband. A lot of people are. I know it is safe. I think it's more of a mental thing. I'm only carrying appendix hammer fired guns. But you bring up a good point, and this is a pistol I'm looking at. The exception being the XD series since it comes with a grip safety. So that's Springfield XD. I'm personally looking at an XDM Elite, the 3.8 inch 10 millimeter. You guys know I love 10 millimeter. I want something smaller for EDC in the summer months. And specifically for that reason, it having the grip safety is why I'm looking at it, because that's something I plan on carrying appendix. Now I am holding out on that to see what CZ and HK come out with this year. I'm hoping one of these guys comes out. You know, chances are they're not with a small 10 millimeter, but you never know. So let's see what happens. Another comment I think about the Dawson sights. I have a P07 as well with Dawson Precision sights. I'm not sure I found it a good buy. Interesting. It's tricky to shoot, probably because of the trigger. I am not always convinced I will hit what I aim at. It's accurate till 10 yards. After that, so-so. I prefer my P10F for accuracy and consistency. P07 will be my CCW gun for that close-up stuff, and the DA trigger for safety. I used to have a CZ85 Combat 20 years ago. I'm sorry, that's a different comment. So hey, that's interesting. You know, some people have different feedback. For me, it's been accurate way past 10 yards. But like I said, you know, maybe it's tricky to shoot because of the trigger, like you mentioned. I don't know how much you're practicing, but you know, get out there, get a bunch more rounds through it, see if that makes a difference. Once again, maybe the double action is something for you to get used to. But that's it. I would say keep practicing. I know that the 10F, obviously that's a striker fired, so the trigger is going to be different. It's going to be more consistent with every trigger pull. So that'd be my advice, but you know, to each his own. Next comment. I used to have a CZ85 Combat 20 years ago. Had to sell it, unfortunately, when I moved back to the UK. But that gun shot like a laser. Hole in hole at 20 meters. Unfortunately, the P07 is nowhere close. P10F also not, but still acceptable. Wow, so another guy having some issues with the P07. Oh, not as lucky with the P10F like the previous guy. But hey, that's what these comments are for, right? Some people have issues. Some people are used to different guns, and you know, things are different. So very interesting. All right. Let's go to a few more. I don't want to keep this too long, but I know you folks really got a kick out of the last one. Lots of features, including trigger pull and reset, are overrated. Had to use a firearm twice in 45 years. One of the last things you'll notice are the trigger pull and reset. Practice with as many different firearms as possible and learn to adapt. I love this comment. This is one of my favorite comments on the whole thing. If you guys are interested in me calling out your name in future videos, let me know. Seems like a law enforcement guy from his name, but he's 100% right. Listen, thank God I've never been in a situation where I've had to use a firearm. I hope I'm never in one, but you know, like a lot of folks show to reset and everything else, you know, I'm sure that is the last thing you're going to feel when that adrenaline's pumping through your body and everything else, right? You're not even going to know that long double action pull. So couldn't agree more. You know, when it comes down to it, a lot of that shit is overrated. Practice different types of ammo, practice your drawing, dry fire with snap caps. These are the things that you need to worry about, not the little, you know, things that, you know, the little pickiness that we get into sometimes in a gun community. All right. Any hammer-fired, next comment, any hammer-fired gun is superior trigger to a Glock, even with upgrades. You know, listen, I don't hate on Glocks. You guys know I love my Glock 20. I think it has a great trigger. Maybe the Gen 5 has a better trigger than some of the older ones, but I do agree with this. Hammer-fired, listen, besides a 1911, right? Once you get through that double action, that single action is 1911 feel to it. So, you know, love that. Next comment, and this is true, and HK has the same problem. Nice gun, too bad finding magazines for it is a huge pain in the ass and expensive. That's true. It's not the easiest to find mags. You know, you work with some of the bigger companies. These folks do get them in. It might take a few weeks, but they're also not cheap, man. I think they're like 35, 45 bucks, which is pretty crazy. So guys, I hope you like that. Let me give you some other updates, but if you like these types of videos, leave comments. You guys know, once again, I'm a huge fan of the P07. Getting into those warmer months, like I said earlier in the video, so I'm going to be carrying this a lot more. I'm always rocking double magazines at the same time. Like I said, you know, in New York, we got those 10-round mag laws, so I'm always carrying backup just to be safe. Now, with that being said, big event coming up roughly about a month from now. And it's actually sold out, but I'm going to be at GunCon 24 in Grinnell, Iowa. Big shout out and prayers to all of those folks now. I know they're getting hit with some pretty hard tornadoes and everything else, so prayers and thoughts are with you guys. Really excited to get out there. If you're not following John at the Gun Collective, go check him out. I'll throw a screen up with some of the other panel guys there, like Got Gamage, the VSO Gun Channel, Mr. Guns and Gears, and so on. So check that out. Super excited. I'll be down there from June 27th to the 30th. It's my first real big gun event in the industry. Going to meet a ton of top-notch dudes, as well as some new content creators like myself. So really excited about that. Stay tuned, guys. If you guys have been watching, made a new friend, NY Prepper. I'll put a link for him in the description as well. Had a great time with him in Pennsylvania a few weeks ago. I'm going back out there right before GunCon. We're going to do some more stuff with his rifles. He's really been helping me out a lot. Still on my journey for picking out what's going to be my first bolt action rifle. But man, I'll tell you, I'm going to drop another video with him with his 338 Lapua. But going to go back out there. Just an awesome guy. Really made a good friend out there. Go check him out. He's doing a lot of positive things, and just the support he's giving guys like me is, it just goes a long way. Also, hooking up, I was just on a podcast again last night with the Tactical Turkeys. Go check out these guys. They got something really cool coming up called the Pew Portal. I'll put a link of that in my description. Go check out the Tactical Turkeys, though. Might be getting together with these guys for a few events towards the end of the year in the DMV area. So DC, Maryland, West Virginia, get ready for New York to come down and say what's up. So excited about that. And then I'm going to wrap it up. So, you know, like I said, you know, I expected to have a bolt action rifle already. Got that on a little bit of a hold. Had some dental things come up, which I didn't expect. Any of you guys been to the dentist, you know how expensive that shit is. So anyway, bear with me on that. But I did get some new grips for my Beretta Tomcat. Got some really cool wood grips. I'm going to put these on. Plus, we're going to get that gun out to the range. I know in my first shots video, which I did a week or two ago, if you haven't seen it, check that out. But we had a few failures to feed. A little disappointing. I'm going to get that back out there. I got it cleaned up. I'm going to try new ammo. Messed with the magazine a little bit. Let's see if that helps. On top of that, we're going to did something new a few weeks ago with what I'm calling the subscriber showcase. If any of you folks out there want me to showcase your guns, it doesn't have to be a pistol. It could be a 300 Win Mag, whatever it is. But if it's something out there that you guys own and it's real near and dear to your heart and you want to talk about it or have me talk about it on the channel, let me know. Happy to do that. With that being said, Thomas was the first one we did that for. We did his Dan Wesson Silverback 10 millimeter. Check it out if you haven't. This guy has a 2011 collection that is unbelievable. This guy's got like 6 2011s. We're going to do something with that, get his feel on what's his favorite. I'm talking some serious firepower. Stay tuned for that. And then obviously now that it's getting nice out, we'll do a lot more outdoor shooting with the 4570, do some camping stuff and other things. But guys, really appreciate all the love. Channel's already past 1,600 subs. We're just getting started. Really appreciate it. Stay safe. Hit like, hit notification, hit subscribe. Stay safe and stay strapped.